Unfortunately, I'm going to be calling out the first person as it's written on the paper. So kama uko hujajiandaa pole. And the first person is Ajira app. We're starting, by the way, tunaanza. Ajira app. Karibu.
Afternoon, everyone. Let me start with a question. How long did it take you to find your current jobs? For those who are sitting with jobs right now. On average, it takes about 6 months to find a job, on average, in Tanzania. And within those jobs, none of them is what you really wanted. You just settled. About 70% of us just settle for the job that comes along, simply because we're frustrated to find work. Now with Ajira, we're trying to change that. This is the problem that we're facing. It takes too long to find a job. You go door to door, you try online, you try talking to your parents, relatives, and so forth. It just takes too long. With Ajira, we're trying to narrow down the job searching process to something that takes 6 months to something that takes a few days. And by the end of this presentation, you'll see what we've managed to achieve. We're creating a solution whereby employers and job seekers can connect much more efficiently. This is what we're trying to do. And we've actually deployed this out. We're enabling employers to find qualified workers within the shortest period of time. I cannot tell you how many employers are telling me they have to look at 1,000 CVs just to fill 2 positions, because they have to look at each and every single one in order to determine who best fits for that position. And for job seekers, it's the same. So with our solution, this is some of the market validation. About 43% right now are turning to online to look for jobs. And about 45 of them are going door to door. This is when you ask your auntie, your friend, your wherever, how do I find the next job? Help me find a job. And then maybe about around 20% or so are still utilizing newspapers. But this trend is changing. But it's still not efficient yet. So the market trend is that by end of this year, a lot more people will be utilizing online platform to find jobs. But still, for employers, this is even a bigger hassle, simply because now they have even more profiles to look at, more CVs to look at. But we're changing that. With our job matching application, you simply download as a job seeker, you download the application, you tell us what you want, right? Who you are, your qualification, your experience. And what we do is we cross-reference that with every job that is in the market, and we give a % score. So you're able to focus on only the jobs that you are qualified to do, and you don't waste time with the jobs that you're not. So that saves tremendous amount of time to stay focused on those jobs that you're most likely to get. Now, along with that, you're able to track in each and every single process. Sorry. Let me go back for a little bit. You're able to track each and every single process. Imagine knowing at what stage as a job seeker your application is at, right? When you've been shortlisted, when there's an interview. Imagine being able to communicate one-on-one with an employer without having to constantly talk to them, asking them for their phone numbers, their emails. I cannot tell you how many times employers are telling me, I am tired of being constantly bombarded with thousands of emails of positions that I posted several months ago. So this is what we're trying to change. For employers, we've been able to change this. They simply post, they tell us what they want, and we automatically, our job matching algorithm automatically matches with those candidates that are suitable for that position. So a process that previously took an employer months, it only takes a few minutes. Think of the productivity of a company when it only takes a few hours to find the right candidate. Now, this is our business model. It's what in the Western world they call it the freemium model. It's free to use, but for extra features, you pay for it. Right? I could go into details with those, but I don't think it's right at this very moment. So we're hoping to get about 20% market share. We're along that line of the entire recruitment process by end of 2018. This is our goal. How we manage to get into the market, we hold university events whereby we talk to graduates, right? We use partnerships, universities and events and so forth. We've also managed to utilize the online platform quite efficiently. As we're developing this, we've managed to attain about 60,000 followers on all our social media platforms. These are job seekers who are out there looking for jobs, and we've managed to tell them about how they can best efficiently look for jobs. These are some of our competitors, and I can tell you one thing. All our competitors, they do the same thing. They simply bombard the employers with emails of those candidates that are suited for that job. So they just send them CVs, thousands of CVs. This person applied for the job, this person applied, this person applied. So they have more and more CVs to look at. But with the Ajira app, we changed that. We tell you, these are the top 10 candidates. These are the ones that you should be looking at, and not these other ones. That's what we're trying to do. Our competitive advantage is our job matching algorithm. Imagine being able to know as an employer who is best suited for that without having to go through 1,000 CVs. As soon as an employer tells us what they want, we automatically look through our list of candidates and we tell them, you're well matched for this job or you're not well matched for that particular job. Now, this is our great team. We've been doing this since mid last year. And we managed to assemble a team of developers, social media experts, data experts, and so forth. And right now, we've deployed in Tanzania. We're looking on deploying in Nairobi by earlier next year. We've also done something quite interesting. We've been approached by a North American company in order to license our technology that we've built here to them. And we're currently deploying that right now. We've been able to get a licensing deal, which is something that I think some guy from DMM Africa said, it's time for Africa to export its technology. Now, this is a prime example for that. It's currently being deployed. And this is our sort of roadmap, right? We launched in November last year, and by now we've been able to get quite a number of people to join our platform, as you would see here. We have about 9,000 job seekers, 1,300 employers, and 60,000 time. I guess time is up. Oh, I guess it was so interesting, I just kept going, right? Thank you.
Sorry, can I have another mic hapa? Naomba mic zingine. Studio. Mic. Naomba mic mbili tatu hapa. So what's your name again?
Geofrey.
Geofrey from Ajira app. This is our first picture for the day. And 7 minutes of kwake. They're up. Now 3 minutes for the judges' feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Geoffrey. Great presentation. Can you talk a little, actually, as an advice, you should talk much more about some kind of the AI, artificial intelligence, is behind your matching algorithm. Because when you start talking, you, as a feedback as well, you say, okay, so what's, LinkedIn is doing the same thing, right? LinkedIn job is doing the same thing, is matching people through keywords.
Right.
So if you do something more than keywords,
Right.
it would be great to explain it, because that's the magic of your product.
Yes, it is.
And you need, exactly, and you need to sell it. And probably I got more interested when you say, a company wanted to license our technology.
Right.
That
They
should
did
probably be
license
in the first 3 lines of what you said, because that gets, until a certain point you say, it's a job application, portal, so
Right.
as a feedback.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I'll just add to that. The thing about job hunting is there's also a human element. Like every company has its own culture, company culture.
Right.
So does your algorithm account for that as well? In a certain way? Because if it's just a mechanical thing, there's a lot of companies that just match keywords. But
No.
how can you make it now more than just that?
We don't just match keywords. What we tell employers to do is tell us what they want and how important specific elements of that is. So they tell us if they want a university degree, how important is that university degree, so that we're able to incorporate that into our algorithm. How important is each skill set that they specify? How important is each experience? For example, you need to have a certain experience in finance, specifically this type of finance. How important is that? So they're able to tell us, give us a score from 1 to 10, how important that particular skill set is. That way we're able to more accurately match them.
We got one more minute for the judges.
Okay, I just have one question, because
Sure.
there's a lot of competition in what you're speaking about.
Right,
So you've said how there's online and how you'd compete with online.
right.
What about HR companies that take 1 month commission, for example, and they'll look through 1,000 CVs and give me 5 or 10? How will you compete with them?
Actually, HR companies are one of the clients that use our platform in order to shortlist some of those candidates. Because when you come to our platform, you don't necessarily have to wait for applicants to apply. We already have a database of people whom we can tell you who's best suited for that particular job. Some are already employed, some are not, but we already have that in our system. So HR companies, we don't necessarily see as a competitor, but as a client. And we have quite a number of them using our platform for that. Thank you.